Hey everyone, this is Sean from Entrepreneur Insights. Thanks for watching. I want to thank my new subscribers. One of them just said he was really interested in hearing more content, and that's what's going to drive me to put more content out, hearing what you guys want to hear, because that's what I want to deliver. So thanks to the new subscribers, and I definitely greatly appreciate it. Look forward to delivering more content in 2019. I want to hear from you guys too. What is it that you want to hear about? Because that's what's really important. Today we're going to talk about cost of opening up a business and starting a business. Just do a quick introduction.
And we're great salespeople as children.
Just always been very competitive.
It was really birthed out of my own real world experiences.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode. Well, the other day I had a customer come into my store, and he was talking about how the store next to us is now a dental office, and it used to be a tanning salon. Well, he was telling me that he knew the people that weren't the last owners, but the owners before that, who actually started the tanning salon that they eventually sold. And what ended up happening was the owner of the tanning salon thought, hey, this is going to be a great idea. I really want to go into this business. I really want to do, with tanning and stuff. One of the biggest problems in the location where my plaza is, unfortunately, is the rent is very high. So the rent for about 1,600 square feet in this place costs you about $6,000 a month. So $6,000 a month, and the model for that tanning salon was basically, you would sell memberships at $35 a month per person. So if you think about it, $35 a month per person times 100, that's $3,500. So that means you have to sell 200 memberships a month in order to just pay your rent. So when you think about that, how sustainable is that model? It sounds great. It sounds like, yeah, I want to go into business for myself and make lots of money. But what ended up happening, fast forward, the people ended up $100,000 more in debt and wound up selling the business. The second owner, I knew him, and he basically said that after a while he got to the point where he said, I'm not losing money and not making money, but it's just like, I'm just saying, hey, I own a tanning salon. So what's the sense in putting my time and effort into something that I'm not even making money for? Or he asked, well, if I could put my time into something else and I'd make a lot more, why am I going to spend my time making, let's say, $10 an hour, $12 an hour, doing something that I can just get so much more somewhere else? And that's not to say that when you go into business, in the beginning, you might make a little bit less than you were hoping, and that it'll grow and grow and grow. But if you have a mature business and you're not making money, then you kind of have to ask yourself, does this make sense? I want to hear your stories in the comment section below, and if you're learning something here, definitely let me know what it is. Definitely let me know what other ideas you want to hear about. So we'll go a little bit more in depth on this. So you got to think about the costs involved, right? So you have rent, and that's the biggest one. Then you also have to pay employees if you have employees, or you're going to sit there all the time. In my example, if it's worth $10 an hour, are you going to sit there 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, whatever it is, to make $10 an hour? Is that worth your time? Then you got insurance. Then you have, in a tanning salon, I'll use that as an example because, again, I don't know anything about that business necessarily, but just off the top of my head, I'm saying, well, you're going to need tanning beds. You're going to need, so that's an initial cost, right? But then you're going to need lamps, right? To get the bulbs to change on those things. You're going to need electricity, and I assume they take a lot of electricity, but I don't know how much. But these are the things you got to be asking when you go into business. How much electricity is this going to be using? What's the cost of maintenance in the area? What's the cost of inventory if you carry any other inventory? How much of those eye covers, how much of tanning lotion and stuff are you going to sell? And then you have to look at the logistics of, if I'm selling these memberships, let's say I easily can sell 300 memberships, never mind 200. Okay, that sounds good. Do I have the capacity in my location to satisfy 300 customers? How many tanning beds am I going to have? And how many people per hour, or do they have an hour, half hour? What does the membership give them? Can they pay for upgrades and so on and so on? What does that whole model look like? What am I going to end up with at the end of the day? If I have 300 memberships and 300 people want to come at once, obviously that's a logistical nightmare. How do I then balance what you get for your $35? Because you as the customer are saying, I'm paying $35, this is what I'm expecting, this is what I want. So think about all the things that go into that running that business or starting that business. What is involved in it, and how much is that going to reap for you? I'd love to hear your experiences starting a business. In future episodes, I will share some of the experiences I have in my business. I own a Verizon retail store. Like I said, right next door was a tanning salon, now a dental office. So there's plenty of businesses that come and go. I'd like to hear people, their own restaurants as well. Let me know your thoughts opening up a restaurant, or if you had owned a restaurant, it didn't work out. What would you do differently now? I want this to be a dialogue. I want to be able to share ideas with you, but I want your ideas. I also want your questions so that I can be answering things that are most valued to entrepreneurs or people that want to become entrepreneurs. So thanks so much for watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.